Right, shalom, shalom. I want to start off by getting on and praise and fear to the Father, HALAL, BAHASHAM, BAHASHAM, QADASH. Let's get the Barnes Apostle, Algeria, Millstone, who do well. Who's about to come, member of the Great Millstone Atlanta camp. Right back again today with my video. And this is going to be about the Venezuela and the United States war. It just goes into wars and rumors of wars. Okay, and how the Heavenly Father is dealing here upon the planet Earth, because this is one of the signs that YAHAWASHI told us to look for in Matthew 24 chapter. It's a little article, and then I'll grab some precepts later as well. This video will be edifying. It says Venezuela Defense Minister Vladimir Padrino Lopez has declared that the country is ready to confront any attack from the United States as tension escalates over Washington military presence in the Caribbean. His remarks, broadcast Sunday on state-run media, came amid growing friction between Caracas and Washington following United States President Donald Trump's deployment of American naval forces to regions for anti-cartel operations. So now, okay, you have these two fractions of government beefing, which would be United States and Venezuela. And they're doing it, okay, because why? Once again, Esau has his nose in other people's matters. Okay, he can't keep it at home. Okay, it says New Weeks has reached out to the United States Department and Venezuela's Foreign Ministry for comment. Why it matters. The standoff reflects decades of strained relationships between Venezuela and the United States, marked by sanctions, political disputes, and accusations of interference. Washington has refused to recognize Nicolas Maduro's presidency since 2019, instead of backing. And I'm actually outside on my I guess not necessarily a deck, but my front porch. That's why you hear some of the chimes and things of that nature. Okay, it says, Washington has refused to recognize Nicolas Maduro's presidency since 2019, instead backing opposition leader Juan Guaido at the time. Yeah, so they're trying to support a puppet leader, so you can see why there's bad blood between Venezuela and the United States of America. Because remember, a couple years ago, you had Venezuela was basically a goddamn fifth world country, due to, famine, the dollar collapsing over there, as well as Colombia as well, See if I can grab something on that. Venezuela dollar collapse. Exactly. So this is in 2016. Okay. This is a hyperinflation in Venezuela. Hyperinflation in Venezuela was a currency unstable in Venezuela that began in 2016 through the country's ongoing psychoeconomic and political crisis. Venezuela began experiencing continuous and interrupted hyperinflation in 1983. With double digits annual inflation rates became the highest in the world by 2014 under President Nicolas Maduro, same guy who's beefing with Trump right now, and continued to increase in the following years, with inflation exceeding 1,000%. Actually, 1,000,000%. Is that? Yeah, that's definitely 1,000,000% by 2018. It says, in comparison to previous hyperinflationary episodes, the ongoing hyperinflation crisis is more severe than those of Argentina, Bolivia, Brazil, Nicaragua, and Peru in the 1980s and 1990s, and that of Zimbabwe in the late 2000s. Hyperinflation in Venezuela, and the one hyperinflation that happens in Venezuela is be nothing compared to the one, okay, that's going to happen here in the United States of America, which will happen very, very shortly, where you have to basically barter, okay, until Esau accepts this new system, which be the MOT to the B system, okay, which you have to be able to buy and sell with the RFID microchip, which is mentioned about in Revelation 13:16, okay, through 18. This is Venezuelan migrants in Bogota selling crafts made of worthless Venezuelan banknotes in November 2019. All right. So this guy has kept presidencies through this whole, debacle. Government policies, price controls, corruption, currency devaluations, heavy money printing, and deficient government spending. Larger decline in real wages despite continuous nominal wage increases. Unemployment, raising prices in goods, denomination of Venezuelan Bolivar Fuerte to Bolivian Soberano, then again to the Bolivar Digital, and de-dollarization of tax revenues and shortages of foreign currencies. foreign currencies and reserves and goods. In 2014, the annual inflation rate has reached 69%, the highest in the world. In 2015, the inflation rate was once again 181%, again the highest in the world and the highest in the countries, which, blah, blah, blah. But we understand, okay, that this is what that, where the fuck did that shit go? I think I just have right here. Once again, we understand that, this is what, here we go. This is what, they could be possibly beefing over, the United States trying to put a puppeteer over the now president of Venezuela and said president during 2014 to 2016, even till now, right? So his statement was, and I believe Venezuela is also a part of BRICS. Okay, so keep that in mind as well. So Esau's really poking at that war as well, NATO versus the EU and Babylon versus BRICS, right? And so really, honestly, it's going to turn to Babylon and, the least little flock versus NATO plus the EU plus BRICS. So keep that in mind. His statement was accompanied by a show of military readiness as Venezuela has reinforced patrols along its maritime border and airspace and deployed 15,000 troops to the western frontier with Colombia. Separately, Maduro called for strengthening the Bolivian national militia and civilian auxiliary force integrated into armed forces as part of the broader effort to rally nationalist support against external threats. Okay, so now you have it where the United States basically pushing forth naval troops there as well. Okay, and Venezuela is putting reinforcement patrols in maritime borders. Okay, in space and airspace, and deployed 15,000 troops to the western frontier